Rule 42. All persons more than a mile high must leave the court immediately.
1, 2, 3, 42.
Today's rule is rule number 9. Treat yourself like a plant.
What's up, guys? We're all over the place today. Jen's in Connecticut, Audrey's in Miami. I'm in South Carolina. How are you guys doing? How's your week going?
It's going. I got the kids home from spring break. What?
This is great. I was just tanning by the pool while working, so yeah. How about you?
I'm in South Carolina. I was in Florida. We missed you in Florida, but we're in South Carolina now, and we're just just taking a spring break trip to see family. So yeah, all good.
Nice. Traveling all over the place.
So yeah, road warriors, right? Well, you guys know how much I love flying, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, and Christine almost went to Las Vegas. I should bring that up because she get the text from Audrey. She's like,
Hi.
the girls want to go to this convention in Vegas. I can't go. Could you take them? And I was like, whoa, what the? So she's like, are we going to Vegas? I was like, you might be, but I'm not. But apparently they found a different convention, a closer one.
One close to you guys, so now Aubrey's just going up to your house instead.
Well, there you go. So,
Hey, make it work. Masters of making it work.
Absolutely. No, we'll make it work for sure. And yeah,
How many pieces of luggage?
that's what I need to know because, dude, it was like a tornado hit our house when she came over.
Yeah.
So much luggage.
Imagine living with her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you're in Miami, and you're gonna stop going to Miami once school ends, right? Because it's too hot. Are you gonna stay up north?
I mean, we'll come back and forth every now and then just because, like, the house is here and why not? And I think there's, like, cruises that they do, like, right out of here. Like, yeah, so maybe we'll do, like, stuff like that. But in terms of, like, being here all the time, I'll definitely be up there more. Plus, my pool is almost done in Connecticut.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I know.
When's it supposed to open? Like Memorial Day?
A year ago.
So they work fast.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. A lot of permitting stuff. I'm on wetlands. There's just so much that goes into it that people don't realize. And
Yeah.
but we're getting there. We're finally getting there. It's rolling.
Cool. Have they given you an updated ETA?
Like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. It's so scary.
And you're heating it, right? So you can go in right away, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you're doing a big, like a party, a big launch? Cool.
Like I need an excuse to do a party.
Fair enough. So since we were taping the show, we've had your daughter's Sweet 16, we've had your 40th, and now we're going to have a pool party.
Yeah. Oh, and then Aiden's second birthday.
I know. That's going to be so exciting.
It's boss baby. Oh, crap. I have to sign the contract.
Wait a minute. You're doing a boss baby birthday party? Is it going to be an old suit? Is it?
Yes.
It's boss baby.
He's boss baby, bro. What is your problem?
I don't have a lot of them, but we'll get through that in a different episode. So you're doing a boss baby party. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be cool. You should bring in Alec Baldwin for that and have him do the boss. Was he the baby voice?
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
he was. That would be funny.
Maybe
Not that the baby would know. Like I keep we're trying to play boss baby around him all the time. So when it comes to his party, he'll be like, "Oh, you a little more excited."
Did you do a Tears for Fears party for Joe? Because Audrey's 5-year-old is obsessed with the song "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears. So I don't know how that happened, but he's just. And when we were at Jen's house for Easter, he just was singing it constantly. Yeah. And then once we said, "Hey, can you sing that for everybody?" He's like, "Nope." But then he'd walk away and start singing it again.
And he knows it word for word. I have no.
We were singing it at karaoke.
Yes.
Did that karaoke for him. You didn't want to sing.
Just an odd song choice, but all right.
It really
The
is.
littles have weird song choices sometimes because you're just like, what? How do you know that?
Why would you even know that?
I mean,
But yeah, so-
are you just mad that he thought you were
I am
your
still
wife's
bitter.
dad?
I'm still twisted. I'm still twisted. As my brother's girlfriend said, she's like, "Oh, you have a sandy vag, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." So,
He's butthurt.
if you did that same thing, basically, yeah. So if you didn't hear on the other show, it said Joe thought that my wife Christine, who is 4 years younger than me, was my daughter. So, so I'm gonna have to. She's like Christine's like, well, you're getting Just for Men beard now. You have to just get Just for Men beard. So I might have to dye my beard like Audrey's head because you're now sporting jet black hair.
I am.
you're no longer blonde.
I am not. I figure like so many things are changing in my life, and I need to kind of like go back to the basics and who I am. And you know what? I was born with dark hair. So let's see if I can, I don't know. New life, single, so hey.
So you grew up with black hair. I didn't know that.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't become blonde until I was an adult.
Okay.
And then I just kind of stood there.
So you were blonde for years, right? Because I think when I first met you years ago, you were blonde.
Why?
Yeah, no, it's been a really, like, I have kids that have never seen me anything other than blonde. So when they saw me now, they're like, actually, they didn't even respond. That was just like, oh, hey.
Are you serious? The little one?
Yeah.
Because I remember.
Wow.
No, Aiden was brushing. He was helping me brush her hair and like dry it. He was throwing curlers in it. And we were just, I was like, all right, we're doing this together. It's a family affair.
So no, well, that's great because I remember when I would have a beard when the girls were little, then I would shave it and they would be like,
Yeah.
who are you? Like, what are you doing in my house?
Yeah, but I feel like the beard is way different than the changing of the hair color because some men look really different without their beard, and you're just like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
I like the videos where they take where they're playing with the baby with the blanket and they take it off and their beard's gone and the baby's like, what the?
He's like, yeah, who's this person?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Your face is still the same.
Yeah.
The guy changes your face significantly.
It really does.
Yeah.
Some people need
Who's
that
that
facial
Molly?
hair.
It's
We have a different touch.
Yeah.
They rely more on my touch and my voice than like what I physically look like. So they could care less.
Plus,
I could be like 350 pounds and have like one hair on my head, and my kids would be more like, they would still not. It's the touch, it's the way I treat them and stuff. They barely see me.
They know you. They know your voice. They know.
Yeah.
They do your pheromones too. Like they were.
Yeah, the rest of it doesn't matter to them.
You guys cook them, so they know. And speaking of cooking, we're gonna have a chef on today who doesn't. He's actually what would you call it? What would you call a weed grower? Just a weed grower, basically a farmer.
It depends. Some of them are called like ganjiers. Some of them are called. It depends on. Yeah, ganjier.
What's with
You
that
can
look,
get, like,
Tommy?
certified.
Angier? That's a real word.
Yeah, it's a thing.
All right. Well, today we're gonna have on a
Google it
ganjier.
and everything.
We're gonna have as Audrey's crabbing down the cheese slices. So today we're gonna have on Richie Bohan, who's got a farm up in Maine called Eclipse Medicinals, and it should be interesting to hear because you guys love your weed, and
We do.
he's an expert. You have someone who grows it, so this will be interesting to hear what he has to say about the process.
And let's see what we can learn from him.
Definitely.
And maybe we can grow. Well, I can. Jen already does.
Yeah. Well, I can actually learn how to grow properly because I did not. I mean, the weed that I grew was okay, but I mean, I could always use some pointers from someone.
Hopefully you'll learn. Rich Bohan, here we go.
There we go.
What?
1, 2, 3, 42.
Hey, Richie.
Good morning, guys. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on. I am Audrey.
Hi, I'm Jen. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jen. So I went through all this process to get a laptop set up, and at the last minute, it didn't work, but I got it through on my phone. So
Oh, yay.
Well, we are queens of making it work.
Yeah, you got to make it work when you can.
that's it. So glad everything worked out.
So happy everything worked out, and so happy to see a Knicks hat on your head. Yes, let's go Knicks. Playoffs, baby, right around the corner. Here we come.
I live up here in Maine, so surrounded by Celtics fans.
Oh, no, you poor thing.
But it's Celtics, yeah.
You've taken that time being up there surrounded by these Celtic fans and put it to some good use.
Oh, you know it.
And we want to know a lot more about that because we would like to learn ourselves.
Yeah, so I grew up in New Jersey, and the long story short of it is I had a lot of problems, mental problems, emotional problems, physical problems. I couldn't work because I needed more weed, and I used to tell everybody, I just need more weed. So when Maine opened up the program in 2012 to qualify for pain issues, we said, let's do it. And we packed up everything we owned to a little truck, and we drove up here. And we got a little apartment in Biddeford in like a very industrial town right downtown, and we just set up shop and started doing it. We lived in one bedroom and grew out of the rest of the house, and and the rest is
That's cool.
It does take over your whole house and stuff with the lamps and everything. It gets a little crazy.
yeah, oh my, and then I'm so blessed to have a wife who's very, open-minded to that. And was like, sure. We lived that way for many, many years, and now we're blessed to have multiple outbuildings. I got the house we live in. I got 2 kids now and pets, and we keep them in the house. I got a 2-story garage. I got a greenhouse. I got a barn and another grow shed all on the facility. So I get to
That's
play.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the family.
And how are you feeling in terms of like your health, your mental, your physical, emotional health?
I'm doing great. I actually started going to a doctor, something I avoided for many, many, many years.
I feel you there.
I don't like doctors.
I go to one too now.
I got fired from a bunch of doctors. I feel you.
So actually, I don't have a doctor. I have a nurse practitioner, and she's a lot cooler because all my doctors would keep kicking me out too because I'm not of any kind, and nor my kids, and I don't. And then I don't check their boxes, but I'm feeling great. My nurse practitioner told me I'm almost 50. I got no high blood pressure. I got no cholesterol issues.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no major health concerns. I feel like I manage all of it with herbs and mushrooms and good eating and try to stress.
I feel like doing healing yourself naturally is so important, and I feel like it does wonders instead of like the pharmaceuticals and stuff like that end up having all these side effects. It's like you take one thing and then you got side effects for this and side effects for that, so you have to take something else, and it gets kind of crazy.
It gets bizarre, and then you start to think like, man, are they just making money off me? Like,
Now you get a new prescription for the new problems that the other prescription caused.
they make you feel like there's something flawed with you. No, we stopped along. We just said, we're just not gonna go. And my wife and me, we've been doing massage therapy, and
Awesome.
I've been doing it for almost 25 years now. So we've always known that it's a mind-body connection, and you can't just treat the body with the chemicals. And I think I think I have multiple chemical sensitivities. So I don't do good with processed food or chemicals, or working in the massage business. It was always like fabric softeners and fragrances and
Yeah.
so the more we can avoid all that stuff and just put natural things in the body, everything is working much better.
We are natural beings, so we need to. This is what our ancestors survived off of. This is how they survived and how they survived. There are some that were really like your grandmother, Jen. Your grandmother survived for a really long time, and she was all into the natural kind of. I got really sick at one point and couldn't keep anything down, was losing so much weight. I was pregnant. And Jen came over and she had recipes that her grandmother would make her. And it was the only thing that made me have any kind of energy to be able to move. We are so about the natural route.
Yeah, my grandma lived till she was about 112, and everything was like natural. Like if you had a stomach ache, I remember like nausea, she would do stuff with celery and like the celery leaves and boiling them, and she'd make different teas and stuff. So it's good, and it's definitely something that I've kept with my kids and just also with my friends, trying to help people out naturally.
Rich, I just want to ask you, because one thing that comes up a lot on the show with Jen and Audrey is anxiety. Now, how do you use THC for anxiety, and what can you tell people who are looking to get into that?
Anxiety is it's an interesting subject. It's a personal subject. Most of my life, it's come and gone. So I've had periods where I didn't even know I had anxiety until I learned what anxiety was, and I was like, oh man, how most of my childhood was spent anxious. And and then I had periods of my life where I felt much better, but it came back hard in my 40s, maybe 5 years ago, like crushing. And I went to doctors to try to get help for it, and nothing they were really offering really helped, and it was really scary. And then using cannabis on top of it, people were saying, oh, it's the cannabis that's causing anxiety. But I never gave up on the cannabis. I kept using it, and I feel that the cannabis will kind of shine a light on areas that need light shined on. So for me, I wasn't listening to my body's rhythms, right? I know about my plants, and I'm hyper attuned to them. If they need water, I know it. I know it before they do. If they need magnesium, I know it before they do. But here, my own body is wasting away. I'm not.
But that's part of your background, right? That's your backstory. You grew up learning how to cultivate these plants or plants. Period. What did your father was in the industry?
He was a florist, not cannabis plants, but plants in general.
No, but it's still, you grew up learning how to take care of these plants.
Yeah, but not myself or my dad. Like, he would wake up in the morning and just smoke cigarettes and drink coffee all day, not eat food. But the plants were great, and I followed the same thing. And my plants were great. And then I came to a place where I realized that I needed to treat myself like I was a plant. So I get up in the morning and make sure I eat food. I found that there's a big connection between blood sugar levels and anxiety in a lot of people, or dehydration. And so if you're dehydrated, or if you're having any sort of like blood sugar ups and downs, your body senses that and says, oh, that's like an anxiety attack, and you think you're having it. So for me, I personally, if I eat real good regularly in the morning, I like lots of fats, raw fats, and it keeps me calm, and I can drink the coffee and I can smoke the pot, and my anxiety, knock on wood, is at very low at this moment. But I don't doubt that it might creep back up. I'm sorry, I probably went down some rabbit hole.
No, that's the whole. So we're all about rabbit holes, and because we all, like, everyone goes through anxiety, but like we all go through that. I've actually stopped some situations where I've been like, I can't, like, I'll realize I'm going down the wrong rabbit hole, and I'm like, back up, reverse, new rabbit hole. Let's pick this one. Don't like that one anymore. But you did not. These are all super important, like, factors. And Jen was saying,
Oh, no, just saying how water is so important. I know I am always on top of Audrey about water and how you have to be drinking. And I'm always, see, I got my water. It feels like I got beer.
Yeah, we should say, Rich,
I'm
that
fully equipped.
Audrey and Jen are huge fans of cannabis.
Yeah.
Like, huge. So you're speaking their language.
We smoke a lot of weed. I tried growing last year. I had a few plants, but then I did not realize that the male ones and the female ones are not supposed to be together, like near each other. And I didn't know I had male ones, and then they totally, yeah. So I have a shit ton of seeds now.
Believe it or not, that might be more profitable for you. A lot of people are more into breeding because, the market is flooded with buds for sale. So I see a lot of people they just grow just for the breeding.
Yeah, I was mainly growing just for myself.
Yeah.
Not something to smoke, to share with my friends and just kind of like, be mellow. I wasn't really trying to sell or anything like that. I just happened to have some plants that someone gave me. So they gave me clones. So I tried to run with it. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I just threw them out in my backyard and was just like, grow plants, grow.
And if you ever wanted to do it again in the future, I guarantee I'll help you have a successful harvest.
That would be awesome. So actually, we are just germinating some seeds right now.
Do you
So
they're called? Are they autos? Are they feminized? Are they regular?
I have no idea what seeds they are. My son was actually, he's 18. He's the one that got the seeds, and I just saw them this morning. I didn't even know he was doing that in his closet, but he pulled them out before and was just like, "Hey, Mom, like, there he is, Dylan." Yeah.
Look, you mentioned psilocybin. Are you growing psilocybin too?
No, I've tried and I failed at it twice. I'm a dirty boy. I do good with the plants because it's I feed my plants manure and I do all kinds of, but I'm good with the organic.
Yeah.
With the mushrooms, it's like you have to have like a sterile environment, or you're where I kept getting bacteria in the inoculations. I would get through the first stage, and when they started to pin, I would get some bacteria. So 2 times. But now I have another new bag that's going to be completely sealed. I'll try that. I love psilocybin mushrooms. When I was a kid, like when I was still in high school, my best friend's brother moved to Florida, and he would go into, I think it was like Ocala, like where the cow pastures are, and they would pick tons of it and then bring it up, and then you go on Grateful Dead tour, use that, and so we would get these mushrooms from Florida, pick them up the fields, my friend's brother, and bring them up, and we would dry them, and then go on Grateful Dead tour back in the 90s when Jerry was still alive, and it was all fueled by mushrooms, and we had just such large access to it. We were eating them. I think my senior year in high school, I think we ate mushrooms 30 days in a row, and like at one point I was sitting and tripping out, and like, you know, maybe it's not good to eat them every day like that. Still, but I love mushrooms. Back in the day, we used to believe you had to eat like an eighth or a quarter or more to trip out. Now I'm all about the microdosing.
Yes.
Here in Maine, they just legalized it in Portland, and it has a trickle-down effect. So I have friends all over who are growing them and doing a great job. The different type of strains. So now it's coming into like cannabis, where, you know, they'll say, do you want to just relax, feel good? You know, or
you're reading about this.
Or, you know, my friend said to me, do you want to shit your pants and trip out? I said, no, I'll go with the first.
What?
Good on that. I'm not a kid anymore. And he's got these nice mushrooms. He calls them kind, and they put them into chocolate bars, or we put them into capsules. And I still eat them. I absolutely love them, believe in them. And I also had like some life-changing trips on mushrooms. I don't know if we want to get into talking on this today, but another day when I was younger in my 20s, I ate an eighth of them. First time I came across West Coast cubensis, and I saw maggots crawling out of the skin. I was like knee deep in water when I was sitting in my room, and I remember having the thought, like, man, what if I ate the other 7/8? And then I came through, and the other 7/8 were gone. I had mushrooms all over my face, and I tripped out, and there was nobody around. I went absolutely insane. I think saw the, you know, universe, whatnot, and they
yes, you get sucked into like the universal sounds of the universe, and you understand everything. I totally had one of those trips when I was younger too.
I did, but I didn't come out like, wow, you must feel. I'm like, no, I'm shit scared.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, I'm fine. That's why they call me Richie Nuck and Futz. But like, you know, I still love them, but I definitely advocate that you can still get the benefits from the smaller doses. You don't have to go heroic.
You were saying that similar to THC with like indica and all of those variations and the hybrids and the sativas, that shrooms have the same kind of feel. This is something that is new, really, for me. So this is all new information that I'm gathering.
Yeah. Some of them are kind teachers and gentle teachers. They teach you gently. And if you're not ready, they'll be like, all right, you know, there's always tomorrow. We can go over this again. Others are like, you're going to learn now, and, you know, push you into the pool. So, you know, Golden Teacher is a gentle teacher. It's a good one. I stick with that a lot. And the one up here that, you know, they joke around, will, you know, make you shit your pants, is the Penis Envy. And they look different.
They don't have it down here.
Awesome. I eat them too.
Well, those are a little more medicinal, right? For like anti-inflammatory stuff like that. No?
100%. In the grocery stores up here, they sell all the kits, and you can buy the spores for the reishi or for the lion's mane. And a lot of people will start growing them and learning how to do that. And then you can get the psilocybin spores or the cubensis psilocybin.
Are the psychedelic ones, those are for like anxiety too, right? Doesn't that help with
Yeah, I think so. So again, for anxiety, like, we like the Golden Teachers, and we find them to be very gentle when I'm on them. And then they there are so many different species you can grow. There's like the death caps from like Indonesia or something. Really crazy stuff, just like with cannabis. So now you can go to these spore banks and order land races from, Cambodia, or land races from, South America. They have hybrids, all that cannabis. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like a dispensary for shrooms.
Yeah. And what your needs are. So like, again, the golden teachers are known for being good for anxiety. People say you take a half a gram and it can help with depression and anxiety for a whole year. You don't have to constantly eat them. And then there's some of the more intense ones are, kids who want to expand their mind. Nothing wrong.
Yep. Not at all. You should see our YouTube channel.
Nope.
We're also, as you're talking, trying to plan a trip to Maine.
Yeah, come up. Maine's a cool place.
Maine is a cool place. I have a friend who lives up in Maine. She's actually a grower too.
Nice.
So she grows in. They were growing in Acton, but I think she just moved and got a new house.
So, Rich, I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
My wife, Christine, who you know, she smoked weed when she was 19. She smoked street weed and had a panic attack. And now she won't touch any THC products, anything. Now, Audrey and Jen have given us plenty. I actually took one last night, a sleep aid. I did. Helped. I had a good night's sleep. But Christine's afraid because of getting this street weed 30 years ago. So what do you recommend, like someone to get back into it? Like how would you encourage her or someone who's trying out for the first time?
Well, so different people have different sensitivities to cannabis and to THC. And when I was a kid, I used it maybe 4 or 5 times. I thought I was high, but I wasn't. And then one time it hit me. It was like one of the hardest trips I ever had off of THC. We talk about this all the time. Was it laced? Was it something else? Or was it just I was young and my body, certain people's brain chemistry, THC is very powerful. But usually as you get older, don't happen as much. And anything with CBD in it will help. So my wife is very similar. She doesn't want to get too high off THC, and so she doesn't use it too much. I make a product for her where I put in equal amounts of CBD, like lots of CBD. I put in CBN, which is another microcannabinoid from the hemp plant, and I mix that with THC. And the combination, it becomes more narcotic for her, where she just takes it and feels so relaxed, and she's not very relaxed often. And then she just goes to sleep with like a smile on her face. The combination of the THC with the CBD will make it not psychoactive, and it kind of takes the edge off the THC. So you could start with just CBD by itself, and if you get good CBD, you can actually, feel a little bit from it. So I guess what I'm saying, Tom, is the experience can range from like exciting and psychedelic and like creative, which I look for, but it can also be on the other spectrum, like relaxing, healing, calming. And I advocate people to work more with the calming and the relaxing until you get used to it. And then you're like, I want to go be creative. So CBD is a great way. CBD mixed with the THC. And I mean, you can start with the smallest doses, like 2 milligrams. And for some people, they'll actually feel that and be like, no, I like this and we're going to stay here. And then a month later, they're like, all right, I don't feel it anymore up to 2 milligrams. Can we go higher? And then we go higher. But for some people, you start out so small. And I found that I know a lot of people who will tell me, hey, I gave my wife one of your gummies and she thought she was in hell. So we had to call the hospital. And like, dude, I tell everybody, like, that's. So for some people, they'll eat 100 milligram gummy and they're like running around town, laughing, having fun. And for another person, that would literally be hell. So even though like weed is cool and for me, it's no big deal. I'm not worried because I'm so used to it. But for people who don't have the tolerance or they're not used to it, it could be really frightening and you got to go real slow. And there's so many different strains. Like if you get a sativa or a sativa dominant strain, it's going to lead you more to like it speeds your heart up. And like, I like that because now I'm like, all right, I get up, I'm going to go do something. I feel inspired. Now your heart's racing, you start sweating. You're not going to want that sativa. You're going to want that indica.
We're more sativa-based people. We definitely like the sativas. We like being up, happy, bouncing around.
But I do like that, like kind of body high every now and then.
Yes.
So a lot of weed that we grow today is hybrids. That's the good point of it. It's like 50-50 because, it's really hard. I don't know what, you ladies' experience is like, but it's harder to find sativa today in Maine than it was 10 years ago. Do you see that also? Everything is indica.
They're usually more indica based. You might get like a couple of sativa stuff, predominantly hybrid.
Yeah.
Same thing up here. For the hybrid, you can easily get pure indicas, but to get sativa is almost impossible. And then you're hoping for a hybrid that has the sativa vibe. And
yes,
I've been trying to find those strains recent. Like the whole industry is changing. Like when I first started growing 10 years ago, it was all about the smell and the terpenes and like going after the smell and the taste. And a lot of modern pot, the smell and the taste is not there. The THC is higher. So as you get these higher THC numbers, 35%, you wind up getting less terpene numbers. But I think the golden age of pot was in the 90s. I think we had the best pot. And since then, it's kind of been, it's good. But just like as a kid.
It's different.
It's different. As a kid, my dad, when we would get flowers in the flower shop, the whole shop would smell like roses. And then I remember being about 10, my dad would complain. He'd be like, they just don't have a smell anymore. He's like, they're beautiful. They have so many more colors. He's like, the roses last twice as long as they used to. He's like, but the smell. And he was like, that's why I became a florist, because I like the smell. But back in the day, when you gave someone a bouquet of roses, it wasn't just the smell.
Yeah. Well, no, so I'm super into flowers because I love the way that they smell. And I get a bouquet, and if it's a good one, you'll find Audrey with her nose like literally in it. And I won't move because I'm just inhaling the flowers because it's so hard to find.
That and pot's going the same way. All the really crazy hybrids that the young kids are looking for, and the real big crystal production, the smell, burp is not the same. I try to have both. I have modern stuff, but I
used to like when I go to the dispensary and they'd be like, would you like a whiff? And they'd take the lid off and kind of blow it at you, and you're like, yes, that smells amazing. I'll take it.
That's the way you should buy. That's the way you should buy weed. So visual, Instagram, everyone's looking. They want to see THC numbers. Oh, 30% THC, I'll buy it. But I go to a dispensary, I want to smell.
Yes. Look at it, like
yeah, because then I don't even want to smoke it.
Agreed.
So you mix stuff yourself. So you'll take like certain plants and kind of like create your own. So let's say you had two people like Jen and I, and we wanted you to mix us a special plant, and we wanted it to have like, oh man, Jen, what did that elephant strip make us feel? That would be awesome.
Yeah. So we had these elephant strip. I don't remember. They're
from California.
They're from California. But oh my God, they would make you feel like super happy, like super inspired. And you kind of like feel it all through your body too. It's just like a yes, like, and you were just like ready to go, like, so good. And we can't find that anymore. We've tried. We like chasing the feeling, and we haven't found it at any dispensary we've been to.
But it wasn't just euphoric. It was kind of like a what is that thing? What do people say oysters are?
Aphrodisiac.
Yes, there we go.
That's an aphrodisiac too.
Yeah, that one was definitely like had something in it.
How long ago?
Oh, this was many years ago.
Wait, 4?
No, more than that.
More? 6?
That, but I have similar experiences where it's like, for as awesome as everything is getting and how much more variety there is, I still look back to older experiences and been like,
Yes.
tasting it. And then we talk about, all right, we're talking about a plant and how we remember it, but this plant affects your memories, and we're all arguing over what sour diesel tasted like 30 years ago. And I was wrong, and they're like, no, you're wrong. But that's the fun of it.
It is. So, would you be able to come up with a mix that would come close to that?
Let me think about that. No, I mean, like, I don't, I want to say, yeah, hell yeah, I can rock that, but I'm tasting that too. So, at the moment, I have that I could possibly. One of my, I had a plant called Chernobyl that was
what?
PA subcool back in the day, and I popped the seeds and I gave them to a friend of mine up north, and he's a cool guy. He's kind of a hermit. He doesn't really get out of the house much. He's still running the same plants 8 years later. He's like, well, I got him rich, so I went up, I grabbed cuts, I brought him home, and I'm flowering them now, but I'm chasing after the same thing. I remembered that Chernobyl high as being like exciting, exhilarating.
Yeah.
An aphrodisiac. I remember
Yeah.
Izzo being like that. Like, it makes you
Yeah.
want to do cool stuff.
Yes.
Yes. We're like, yes, thank you.
That makes you want to take a nap.
No, I don't want to take a nap. I want to do stuff.
That's nice for nighttime. Like, I definitely do like an indica or like something that makes me like a little cuddly and like watch a movie and lay down. But like,
I need that too, because if I just keep smoking sativa, you just keep going through so you're 11 o'clock, even now you're watching a movie. You're playing
yeah, you're like, come on, guys, what are we doing? And your whole family's like, shut up. We want to go sleeping.
grilled cheese in it, going for round 3. Now it's 4 o'clock. Well, yeah, I'm trying to bring back some of the older experiences. And we talk about it too, that the highs were kind of funner back in the day. And so for as stronger as it's getting and how well it's coming in some direction, I do think that there was more fun highs back in the day that we're trying to get back.
Yeah. There's definitely missing that in the industry.
Yeah, I agree. And it gets bottlenecked.
It does, but that's how, when something becomes sold for profit, that's what happens.
It gets so bad, and it gets so. I always just think I grew up in the 90s. I like grunge, like fun. But Nirvana came and like kind of crushed it all and said, we're just gonna take it back to emotions and realness and get rid of all of the pageantry and the fakeness, and that's what I'm always down to the elements.
Well, that's what it's about, being natural. They're taking that away from it. But we are still getting some great moments and memories out of what's been created today.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Amen.
We're gonna try to see if we get up to Maine, and let's get me on the shroom choo-choo.
We'll start working out. I'll start trying to put together. I'll try to have some.
Yes, I'm totally down for that. We're already in the direction, so
I'm like, I'm not that far from Maine, just saying.
I drive through Connecticut all the time on the way to New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh, see you. Oh, see it, Tommy.
There you go.
Tommy, we just found our new best friend.
I mean, you could always pit stop at my house and see the animals.
And on your next episode of Roll 42 will be Audrey, Jen, and Richie.
I love Connecticut. I worked in Westchester for a while. I had a lot of friends in Greenwich, and it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
There's the Massachusetts side of Connecticut, and then the New York.
I'm kind of yeah. I'm kind of in the middle right now, so I'm an hour away from both. I'm an hour away from Massachusetts, an hour away from New York. So I'm
on the New York side.
The Ryan's Deli. That's where I stop when I travel through.
But I feel like I have heard of that place.
It's famous. It originally started in Manhattan, and then this is like their offshoot. They have it in Connecticut.
Okay, so I feel like that's a food date we just made to learn more about Chernobyl and shrooms
at Ryan's Deli.
At Ryan's Deli. Tommy, you just put potheads together and started letting us talk about food. We're going to be here forever now.
What happened?
We're like, yeah, food. We've all turned into Homer. Thank you. Well, Richie, it's such a pleasure to meet you and learn so much more from you about something that we love so much and endeavors that we want to take in the future. And we look forward to actually meeting you because this trip to Maine is definitely happening.
Guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And if you ever want to do a podcast on deep, hardcore shroom trip,
We should, you know what? After we meet and we talk and we get more knowledge about the shrooms, we'll have a follow-up on what happens to me.
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. And thank you so much. It was really great talking to you.
And everybody have a blessed day.
Such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 42.
I would just like to point out the fact that you literally have your daughters in front of you right now. Molly?
I mean, oh my God, we got a blonde and a black-haired one. You're right. Jeez. And the energy's very similar. Julie is very chill, and Molly's Molly. Molly's very Audrey. Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's why he loves this so much.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Pops.
There it is. There it is. So there you go.
With his Dr. Pepper shirt.
oh, Dr. Pepper.
Dude, I didn't bring any clothes. I went to Walmart. I bought no clothes, and I was like, oh shit, I only have 2 shirts.
You do realize that we have Dr. Pepper sneakers in one of the stories from our podcast, right?
Yes, I do.
And now you're in a fucking Dr. Pepper shirt.
So anyway, when we go see our friend Giselle, and
We will
I just
see Richie.
I looked it up. It's like 25 minutes away, so it's right there. So we can do both.
Hell yeah.
And Giselle's thing ends in June, so we got to do that relatively soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be great.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really cool.
How much?
Yay. And I'll be up there for the summer because it's fucking hot. It's already 87 degrees here and it's 12 o'clock.
You come up for the whole summer? You're not going to stay down in Florida at all?
Do you know how hot it gets here, mister?
we were in Disney last August, so
Oh, why? That's like
it's the first time. I think it was
Oh,
August.
thank you.
Never do Disney in the summer. Like that's just like the worst time to go.
Oh, we did. It was hot, but
No kidding.
all right, guys, that was a marijuana expert that you had on, and I hope you learned some things from
We
you and
totally
Richie.
loved Richie. Richie was amazing. I learned so much more about shrooms that I never knew. I also learned a lot about what's going on in Maine and how much I don't actually know about plants.
Yeah. Oh no, they definitely have some interesting stuff going on, and I didn't even know that the shrooms were legalized there, or
Me
that
either.
there had like dispensaries for shrooms. I was like, that's a thing. I did not know that, but I guess everything's right. There's a thing for everyone. So.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen when we're driving through Maine and what else we're going to see that's legal up there.
Now we're going to be
Like,
look for all the different dispensaries. What else do you guys sell? What are you doing?
Don't worry, guys. We will record our trip to Maine so all of you know what's going on because
That'll be on
apparently
YouTube.
we have no clue.
That'll be on YouTube. You guys are going to chase the Chernobyl high that he was talking about. And
We are.
Well, he's going to be doing the plant, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
flowering it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So if it's in the flowering stage, like that will be soon. So we'll be able to find out. Hopefully, it's everything that he hopes it will be.
Yeah, it's a natural
Everything
progression.
he remembers.
Right, that's what he said. It's a natural progression, though. He grew up in his dad's flower shop, and then it's like, well, now I'm a weed farmer, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and
Well,
like
it's
to listen to him talking about like how you have to care for these plants and like
Yeah.
the different levels and everything. I'm just like, yeah, no, this is why all of my plants die. All of them. Because I don't know it. I barely have them in the soil the right way. And I'm talking normal plants, house plants that you're not supposed to be able to kill. Yeah. Come to my house.
You can kill a cactus.
I can. I've killed a few of them actually.
No.
Yeah. I've killed a few plants too. I've gotten better though. Slowly but surely, I'm slowly getting better at like not killing the plants.
You know what's funny, though, too, Jen? He said he was so attuned to his plants and when he grows them and they had their state and their health. And he said not his own, though. Like his own
Yeah.
physical health. He was like, so when he started to learn that, started to see improve, he said he had serious, he said he had medical issues.
Anxiety. Yeah.
Had anxiety.
And all that stuff. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like just paying attention a little more to your body. Like he was paying attention to the plants.
Yep.
It helps. And water.
Well,
What
and he started treating himself the way he would treat his plants, taking care of himself the same way.
Yeah. And, everybody talks about pharmaceuticals and how it's, you go to a doctor, they throw you,
Yeah.
drugs, but it's like, wait, well, this is natural. And maybe we should look at this more than this multi-gazillion dollar industry.
Well, it literally is how, like, the indigenous people took care of themselves.
Yes.
This is what they used. They utilized what was around them.
Yeah.
And this is something that's just around us.
Plant medicine, it's very big. I mean, all the whole naturopaths and holistic, they all use plants to... I'll be back.
Just left it.
She's running away. She probably
What?
see.
Well, there's that expression, though, that says that, I think it's a native expression that says God provides everything we need. It's all here.
It is.
We just have to go find it,
And also just learn how to use it. Because, I mean, you go into the Amazon and there's like all these plants that are like medicinal that
Yep.
help cure cancer and stuff like that. Like, and, it's interesting to like that we don't use more of that in our everyday lives.
Well, there's a reason why.
Oh, yeah, pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, big pharma has got that on lockdown, and it's like they don't want any new,
No, they just want us to take their pills.
Yep, they're organ-based pills.
Take more pills that are going to give you side effects. To have to take more pills.
Yes, and that's a terrible cycle. And did Audrey just leave? Do we know what's going on?
She either is
She had to
going
go pee.
bathroom or she's getting another drink. I'm
Okay.
assuming it's one or the other. But she's
Well-
coming.
Oh, there she goes.
I told you she'd have to get another drink or something.
Question: Was it to get a drink or to pee?
Instacart order that came.
Oh, so we're both wrong. All right, there you go. So just wrapping up, Richie, we're talking
Cheese.
wait, cheese, Slim Jims, Red Bull. You have water though, so that's a huge improvement.
I don't have a Red Bull.
Okay.
No Red Bull. Red Bull bad.
What is that? Is that Celsius?
Stella.
Oh,
I'm getting better. There's no Slim Jim either.
What kind of cheese did you get? Is it Gouda?
Or barrel cheese. No, not
It's just
Gouda.
cheddar.
It's just cheddar.
Okay.
Yum, 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 yum.
So I just a quick story. I can never get my parents gifts, or my father. I can't buy him Christmas. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't take anything. So I'd get I found a newspaper article about him as a baseball player from the 70s. I got that printed and blown up. He's like, oh, that's fine. I got him this book signed by this guy he loved growing up. He's like, yeah, that's cool. One year we got him a fucking cheese knife holder, and he was like, this is the greatest gift I've ever gotten. I love this so much. I was like, really? Like that?
I love that.
That's all it was, just this cheese thing. So I get your love for cheese.
It's the simple things, man.
The little
Yeah.
things in life.
It is.
Yeah, so now I know. So everybody
Now my
loves
body doesn't like the cheese, but I do.
cheese. Listen,
Well, that's lactose intolerant.
as Audrey's firing down slices, we will wrap up our show. It was great to have Richie on, and we're going to go up there. We're absolutely going to see him because Giselle
See, this is Richie's fault. He made me hungry.
munchies. So we are going to we're going to go up to Maine and have a little road trip. We'll tape. Be sure to tape that, put it on YouTube, and it's a good road trip this spring.
Let's go. Rule 42 coming your way through Maine. Peace.
1, 2, 3, 42.
Rule 42 is hosted by Audrey Cruz and Jen Burke. It is produced and edited by Tom Smith. The opening song is Rule 42 by Eddie Carr. Rule 42's artwork was created by Aubrey Cruz. And I'm your announcer, Molly Smith. Thank you for listening to Rule 42. We hope you enjoyed the show. New episodes premiere every Thursday on all podcast platforms. Please subscribe, share the show, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple.